don't consider yourself a capitalist, though.
Do I consider myself part of the casino capitalist process by which so few have so much and so many have so little, by which Wall Street, greed and recklessness wreck this economy? No, I don't. I believe in a society where all people do well, not just a handful of billionaires.
All right, go to the Soviet Union or Russia, whatever they call themselves, and wait in line for toilet paper. Joining us now, Stephen Moore, Senior Fellow at the Heritage Foundation, former Senior Economic Writer for the Wall Street Journal, and one of the founders of the Committee to Unleash Prosperity. Hello, sir.
Hi, Steve.
All right, so first
I am a capitalist.
You
are
a
free market capitalist.
You just said my first question.
Stephen
Moore, are you a capitalist?
I sure am.
It was scary watching that debate. I mean, they probably, hey, free this, free that, free this, free, and of course, nothing is free.
Right, and you know, let's get to the point where they were saying, you know, well, how are you going to pay for all this stuff?
Yeah.
The free kindergarten, the free college, the free health care, the free, and they're saying, well, we're going to tax the top 1%, the millionaires and billionaires. And so I did the calculations. You could maybe fund the government for 2 or 3 months out of the year by going after the top 1%.
That's the fallacy of that argument.
If you're going to provide all these benefits to the middle class is going to have to pay for them.
But
it's that simple.
Let's switch gears to the Republicans, and you and I have talked about the tax plans of various candidates, and now just out. By coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, the newest edition of the Newsmax, the magazine, John Kasich on the cover, and you're impressed with this?
I liked it a lot. I mean, it slashes tax rates, which we have to do. You know, our business tax, the highest in the world, we have to bring it down, you know, at least to the neighborhood of the average country, so we don't keep losing jobs. I mean, businesses are moving out of the United States to other countries. But by the way, this also means that almost every candidate on the Republican side that has now come out for kind of Art Laffer, Larry Kudlow, Steve Malzberg, Steve Moore, tax rate reductions. And, you know, I'm really pleased about that. What's interesting about John Kasich's plan, Steve, he has a lot of details about what he would do on the spending side of the equation. That we haven't heard a lot from the Republicans about, okay, how are you going to bring down expenditures? He's got a detailed plan. One of the things I like a lot about his plan, so he wants to take transportation, education, health care, job training, just block grant it for each one, give it to the states, let them figure out how to do this. I love that idea. I mean, the federal government screws it up, and a lot of these governors, I've talked to them, they said, look, give me 75% of the money, but just let me spend it on the things that we want to and the things that work. So it's a win-win. The states get what they want. The Fed saves 25 cents on the dollar. The program's more efficient. So I really applaud John Kasich. And, you know, let's face it. I'm a little biased. I used to work with John Kasich when he ran the budget committee. He's the guy who balanced the budget. More than anybody. He was the one who put these budgets together. Remember, we've only had, 3 balanced budgets in 50 years. Those were Kasich. So he doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk.
That's going to be very interesting. And, of course, you know, the Democrats will say, oh, he doesn't want to educate your kids. He doesn't want to do this. You know,
that's what they said against
you got to be ready for that onslaught. Now, you wrote a great piece, and I think this was on Newsmax.com that I saw it anyway, talking about your 13-year-old son sitting at the dinner table talking to you about FDR.
This is part of this mythology of history that's been there now for 50 years. FDR and the New Deal and all these government programs saved the world, you know, the U.S. economy. And you know, I read the textbook, that's exactly what it said, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I went back and looked at the statistics. By 1941, 8 or 9 years after the New Deal went into existence, you know what the unemployment rate in this country was? It was still 12%.
Wow.
It was double digits. How is that ending the Great Depression? I mean, that is a depression if you got 12% unemployment. And so there is no evidence that any of this stuff works.
And Hillary said at the debate she wants a new deal for the inner cities.
But see, this is why we as conservatives always make a big mistake when we let the left rewrite the history. They are doing this right now as we speak. They're rewriting the history of what happened in 2007 and 8. It wasn't government that screwed up. It was Wall Street. It was these greedy people. Wait a minute. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Chris Dodd, you know, Barney Frank, all of these people that, you know, were saying, you know, roll the dice on the housing market.
This was mortgages to minorities and people who can't afford it, and we know they're going to default.
Exactly. And so we better tell people, look, was there some Wall Street greed and malfeasance? Yes. But at least those people only lost their own money. Government came in and bailed out, you know, and by the way, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, Steve, They're doing exactly what they were doing. They're right back doing what they were doing 8 years ago. 3% down payment mortgages, 100% taxpayer guarantee.
How is that
they
possible?
haven't learned anything.
But how does the I mean, I thought the government was going to step in and stop all that. I mean, Obama would have you believe.
They did for a couple of years, and then they're
now
right
they're
back
on
on their merry way. And that's why I wrote this column this week saying, I believe we are recreating. You heard it first right here. We're recreating the conditions for another financial bubble. Think about it. Easy money.
Yep. Easy loan.
Anybody can get a loan. Yeah. Huge amount of government debt. Doesn't this sound familiar?
It sounds exactly like
it's scary.
And the piece is government policies push the economy to brink of next crisis, and you're absolutely right. Always
great
to see you, sir.
I hope I'm wrong, by the way.
I hope
I'm wrong, but I'm seeing all of those same mistakes repeated.
A word of warning, a red flag. All right, that is the great Stephen Moore, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, Andy McCarthy will be here. Don't go away.